Hey there.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
So as usual that we come across, normally across all the iCATs for the analysis, all the faculty members at iQuanta, we join together and discuss with has, what had to be done to get the best marks, and also the questions which were left to be, which needed to be skipped, which needed to be solved. Is there any shortcut technique? Is there anything which you probably missed out in the pressure? So that is what we'll be discussing as usual. So I hope this is something which all of you must have seen. The people who have written the mock, any mock. This is iCAT 10. Before this, we also had some analysis. So this is how it looks like, where you get the percentile at 0 score. Someone has got 23.5 percentile.
Hi guys, can you hear me? कोई है?
Yes,
Hello
ma'am.
ma'am, yes, we can hear you. We are live.
Am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible?
Continue. हो जाएंगे, मैं देखता हूँ.
All right. So, this is the percentile and score. All in your ranks, marks, potential marks, negative marks. So basically, he has done nothing in the, it's just for a placeholder kind of result. But it gives us enough data to
problem है
realize
क्या?
that 23.5% people did not, were in negative.
अच्छा, मतलब बहुत देर से मैं
Isn't
वेट
that-
कर रही थी
isn't
तो
that
कैमरा
weird?
ऑन नहीं था तो कुछ भी नहीं था, मुझे लगा पता नहीं क्या हो गया.
So here, in VARC, he got 0.
अरे
28
नहीं,
percentile.
अभिषेक सर को मैंने बोला कि आप लोग स्टार्ट करो, पहला जैसे मेरा सेशन आप करवाते हो, मतलब मेरी एनालिसिस करवाते हो, मैं सेकंड करूंगी. तो मैं तो यहाँ वेट कर रही हूँ बहुत देर से. हाँ हाँ, चलो, ओके 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 ओके.
All right. So am I audible to everyone? Ma'am, am I audible to you and visible to you? All right. Okay. So in VRC, the person who scored 0 would be having 28th percentile. That means 28% people in VRC scored negative, 35% LRDA scored negative. That's really strange. And 22% people scored negative in Quant. All right. So once you are there, you can just, kind of click here to get your mock with the solution, which are textual and as well as video solutions. You can track your errors here. And once you track the errors, you'll be filling up a few, the ways in which you can commit the error. So basically, let's say that you ran out of time, you did something which is a silly mistake, or maybe you did not know the concept well. So there's multiple ways in which you can go wrong. You just click on that, and then you will get a proper graphical analysis that what have you exactly done and what are the strategy required to solve that. Now, also, then areas, VARC, LRDA, Quant, you can look at weak spots, moderate spots, strong spots. In this case, everything is weak because he hasn't done anything. But the people who will be doing some questions, let's say 10 questions in each, all of this will be filled totally. Also, if you drag down, then you will see the scorecard sections, questions, attempted, correct, incorrect, score, accuracy, percentage score, percentile, and also how much time you took in marking something correct, incorrect, or skipping the question. Similarly, there's question wise as well. Then we have, in question wise, we have VRC, LRDA, and Quant. And go through everything. Topic wise, the topics are in VRC, we have two topics, RC and verbal ability. In LRDI, LR and DI. In Quant, we have multiple topics like algebra, arithmetic, number system, etc. These are the main topics here. Subtopic wise, if you go there, then you can see in VRC we have so many subtopics: critical reasoning, inference-based, supporting ideas. Hey Akhil, good afternoon. Fact-based, main idea, central idea, odd one out, etc. So this is, I would say, the most holistic and most comprehensive analysis that people can look at, and it gives a data for across the sections, section-wise, topic-wise, subtopic-wise, so that you always know that what are your strong areas, your weak areas, and how you can improve on that. The moment you are done with the analysis, after that you will be also given a strategy builder in which the ideas of how getting things correct would be discussed, and more. And in addition, you'll also be given some questions where you went wrong. You can practice those questions so that you are better in the next mock. So that is what it is all about. And now coming to the main section where we'll be dealing with section-wise analysis. So we'll start with LRDI. I'll like to welcome Sajjan over that. So here we go. And for that we have a PPT. And he will discuss what all questions and sets were doable, how much time should be taken, what could have gone wrong, could have gone right. So over to you, sir.
Hello everyone, am I audible? Please confirm if I am audible. Now we are going to discuss the LRDI section of iCAT 10. And first of all, as usual, I will ask all of you guys that what were the level of the LRDI sets that you solved from iCAT 10? Tell me. As you can see, this is the first set. Billy is following a T20 league that has 5 teams A, B, C, D and E competing with each other. These 5 teams are being captained by 5 different captains, P, Q, R, S and T in no particular order. These 5 captains have 5 different jersey numbers, 333, 33, 24, 18 and 10 in no particular order. Halfway through the tournament, Billy took a look at the points table and noticed the following. What did he notice? Now, initially, this looks like a games and tournament question, but it's not. Okay, if you read further, we already know that there are 5 different captains of 5 different teams, and then we have their jersey numbers. So, team's name, captain's names, and we have jersey numbers and their ranks as well. So there are 4 things. So this is completely distribution set. Okay, this has nothing to do with games and tournament. A distribution set which is based on ranking. All right. Now in these type of questions, whenever you are creating a table and you are trying to fill the data, the first thing that you should remember to do is put the ranking in the first column. Then it will be easier to fill all the tables. Now if you have understood that, and then see, it says that company, the team that tops the table was captained by the player having jersey number 24. So basically we can take rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we have team name, then we have player's name, and then we have jersey name, right? The captain name, you can say. And in that way, you can put these information like the team that tops the table was captained by the player having jersey number 22. So in this way, it's easier. Otherwise, it will be little difficult to put all the data in any different table. So all the information you need to follow. You might have to take few cases, and then you should be able to solve this set in 8 to 10 minutes on an average. Okay, 8 to 10 is good enough for this set. I will say in iCAT 10 there was no difficult level set. One set was very close to difficult, but rest of them were moderate level sets. There was no easy set as well. Okay, so this is distribution based, and these are the questions. You can understand from questions that it has nothing to do with games and tournament. What is the jersey number of player P? What is the jersey number of player S? What is the sum of the jersey number? So it all depends on finding the correct combination of team, the captain and the jersey number and the rank of the team, right? So you know well how to solve these type of distribution problems, right? It might take some time, but it's easier to solve rather than solving any other topic set. Distributions are always easier because what you need to do, you don't need to do much calculation. You can just use the given information in the table properly, and you need to try 1 or 2 cases and you are done. So those type of sets should be your first priority to solve in exam. Second one, MBA colleges A, B and C have recently released their placement report for the batch 2021-23. A total of 720 students got placed across the 3 colleges. Each student is either an engineer or a non-engineer, and each student is either a male or female. Male or female, engineer or non-engineer, right? And we have 3 colleges as well. So the following information is also known. Out of the 720 students, 40% belong to college C and the rest were divided equally between college A and B. So from here we can find number of students in college A, number of students in college B, right? And then according to that, how many male engineers are there, how many female engineers are there, and all that. So in this case, you need to create a table, or you can also do it without doing the table, but it will be much easier if you create a table. It's a little calculative, but definitely a doable set. So tell me, how many of you have attempted this set during mock, and how many of you got correct answers in this one? Everyone, all of you who are watching, did you try this set during mocks? Because this was definitely a set where you don't need to use much logic, and if logical reasoning is not your strong portion, then this set was for you. This was the set where you could have started the section, the LRDI section. See, Subham Tambe is saying yes, done. Of course, if you had started that set, you would be able to do it. Now comes the set, the most interesting set of iCAT 10, and this was based on, as you can see, inequalities and few integral solutions. Not few, lots of integral solutions that you needed to try. Ritesh works as a delivery partner for two companies, A and B. These two companies pay Ritesh based on the number of deliveries he completes in a day. The table below shows the pay scheme followed by both companies. Now both companies follow the same pay scheme. What's the pay scheme? If you are doing number of deliveries, if Ritesh is doing number of deliveries 1, then he will be getting paid 25 rupees. If he is doing 2 deliveries, then he will be getting at the rate of 25 into 2. 3 deliveries, 25 into 3. But if Ritesh is doing 4 deliveries or 5 or 6, then he will be getting 30 rupees per delivery. Means if he is doing 4 deliveries, then he will be getting 4 into 30, 120 rupees. 5 deliveries, 5 into 30, 150 rupees, and so on. That makes it very, very interesting. Okay. Then comes the information. It says the following details were known about the deliveries that he did from Monday to Saturday in a particular week. He completed a total of 12 deliveries, each on Monday and Wednesday. On Monday, 12 deliveries, on Wednesday 12 deliveries for both the companies, but his total earnings on Wednesday was 50 rupees more compared to Monday. He earned a total of 480 on Friday. So what do we have? We have deliveries, number of deliveries for company A, company B for 6 days, I guess. How many days was there? It says 4 or 5, right? It was It was, I guess, Saturday is also there. Yes, so 6 days, Monday to Saturday. Of course, this was not the set that you would like to start, because I can give you a glimpse of this set, how you should have started. From, it says he completed a total of 12 deliveries in each on Monday and Wednesday. So 12 deliveries can be done in 11 plus 1 or 10 plus 2 and 9 plus 3, 8 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 6 plus 6. On Monday, 12 deliveries are done. On Wednesday, 12 deliveries are done. And on Wednesday, 50 rupees. The total earning is 50 rupees more compared to Monday. So these will be the distribution A, B, B, A, right? Now if someone is doing 11, if Ritesh is doing 11 deliveries, so he will be getting paid 40. So 440 plus 25, he will be getting 465 rupees. If he has delivered 11 deliveries to company A, 1 delivery to company B, or vice versa. Then in case of 10 plus 2, it will be 400 plus 50, that is equal to 450. Then 9 deliveries, 360 plus 75, which is equal to 435. And in this case, 8 deliveries, so 8 into 35, 280, plus 4 deliveries, 4 into 30, 120, so it will be 400. then 7 plus 5 deliveries. 7 deliveries for company A, 5 deliveries for company B. So 7 into 35, it will be 245, right? 245 plus it will be 5 into 30, 150, which is equal to 395. And then in this case, he will be getting paid for 630. So 30 into 12, 360. Now, on Monday, the total earning is 50 less than the Wednesday. So the correct combination will be this and this. So there was only one combination possible, that on Monday, number of deliveries done by Ritesh to company A and B would be 8 or 4, 4 or 8. On Wednesday, number of deliveries done by Ritesh for company A and B would be 10 or 12, 10 for company A, 2 for company B, or vice versa. And from there, if you have started this set from here, then rest of them is very easy. No hit and trials are needed. You can solve them very easily. Yes, you need to find some integral solutions as well, but starting from here, it becomes very easy. Still it will take, I guess, 12 to 14 minutes to crack this set during exam pressure. Otherwise, it might take more than that. Okay. So this was not the first set that you would like to start with. Okay. Although first set and second set was such where you can start and you can get correct as well. Then comes this one. This was the easiest set. This was the easiest set of iCAT 10. Now I don't know how many of you have tried this. So tell me how many of you tried this. Say yes if you tried it. Say no if you did not try this. Okay, because I'm sure when you watch the textual solution or the video solution, then you must have regretted that you should have tried this set. Because in this case, as you can see, how many employees are there? There are 10 tasks, there are 10 employees. So you need to make a table with 11 rows and 5 columns. But once you draw it, after that it's very easy. You know? So it says a group activity was conducted in an office between 10 employees named A through J. In this activity, there were exactly 4 tasks, T1, T2, T3 and T4. Each employee has to participate in all 4 tasks, and on successfully completing a task, each employee will get 2,500 rupees and they will get 0 rupees on failing to complete the task. So if you are completing any of the 4 tasks, you are getting 2,500. If you are failing any of the tasks, you are getting 0 rupees, right? So after that, what you need to do, you can take task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, and all the person which were A through J, A, B, C, D till G. Now you just need to tick cross here. It's just like binary logic. You need to tick cross here which person did which task. Okay, and it was also given that no one won 10,000. Means no one completed all the 4 tasks. So everyone was you can say everyone was unable to do at least one of these tasks. Okay, and it was also given that total 72,500 was the total earning of all the people. We know that for doing one task you are getting 2,500. So 72500 divided by 2,500, that is equal to 29. So 10 people, 4 tasks, 10 into 4, there will be 40 ticks, but only in 29 will be ticks and rest will be crossed. 11 cross should be there and rest will be cross. Rest will be tick. And after that, as you can see, it was very easy. It was clearly given that F was the only employee who failed in T1. Rest of them will be tick, 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 tick. In case of F, cross, tick, 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 tick. So you need to do tick and cross here, and you will be able to do this set. I guess 6 to 7 minutes should be enough to do this set. If you did not try this set in your first attempt, that means you are definitely following the wrong strategy. Okay, I have always asked this, that what you should do initially, initially 10 to 12 minutes, even 15 minutes. If you are not good with scanning sets, if you are not able to choose the right set, mock after mocks, you are failing to do it. Okay, so what you need to do, initially take 10 minutes, 12 minutes, or even 15 minutes, or even say 20 minutes. If you are getting less than 10 marks in DILR section, you can take 20 minutes and read all the 5 sets. Okay, read all the 5 sets line by line, read all the questions. It should not take more than 20 minutes, right? But after that, when you choose that one set out of those 5 sets, you must be able to solve that in 20 minutes, right? So logically, you should not get less than 12 marks, because I am taking 4 question set. It could be even 5 question set as well. So if you are getting less than 12 marks in LRDI, that means you are just not following whatever we are saying. Okay, तो ये चीज़ जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो एकदम प्रैक्टिकल है, ट्राई करना. सो हर बार 20 मिनट्स देने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. इनिशियली 20 मिनट्स, उसके बाद वो टाइम घटता जाएगा. 20 के बाद 15, 12, 10. एंड आई कैन टेल यू दिस, इन LRDI, if you are solving 1/3 of the questions, means out of 22 questions, if you are solving 7 questions, means one and half set, you are into top 10% people. What does that mean? That means that 90 out of 100 people are not able to even do this, what I am telling you right now. Okay, वो रोज ये स्ट्रैटेजी फॉलो करते हैं, सुनते हैं, बट जहाँ पे ज़रूरत पड़ती है वो यूज नहीं करते. So next time, if you are getting less than 12 marks in LRDI section, then remember my words, okay, that did you do it or not? Okay, so this set was done. So this set, first one, second one, you can choose any one of those. After this one, you will be done with 2 sets exactly in 20 minutes. At max 20 minutes, not more than that. All right. Then comes 6 male friends A, B, C, D, E and F organized a chess tournament among themselves. In the group stage, each friend against every other friend exactly once in the tournament. So classic round robin tournaments, if we have 6 male friends and each plays against every other exactly one match, you can find the number of matches, n into n minus 1 by 2. So there will be total 15 matches, right? Each friend got 2 points for a win and 1 point for a draw, and no points were deducted for a loss. So we already know there are 15 matches, 2 points for a win and 1 point for draw. So 1 point will be distributed to both the teams playing in the match. So for each match, the outcome is 2 points. So 15 into 2, total it will be 30 points. So as soon as you read this, you should get this. You should write it somewhere. After the group stage, the 2 friends with the highest points will play against each other in the finals, and the winner in the finals will get 5 points. The following details were also known at the end of the group stage. So in this case, first of all, we need to create a table where you can put the record, because see, if you see the question, D won the match against A but lost the match against C. Means we need to find who wins against whom, who lost against whom, and which match was drawn, right? So how do we create that type of table? A, B, C, D, E, F, right? And A, B, C, D, E, F for the reference, and you draw a table like this to figure out who won or lost against whom. This type of table you should draw in case of round robin. I guess one is missing here. Okay. So how do you put this? D won the match against A. D won the match against A. So A must have lost against D. This is how you should put these information. D versus E was a draw. So D versus E was a draw. This match was a draw. E versus D was a draw. And then it says F won in the match against C. So everything about who won and lost against which one, right? At the end of this set, you have to try a few cases, okay? But not many cases. I guess you will be stuck at 2 different scenarios, and you can move with one case. check if that is true or false, then you try the other one as well. Even if it's true, you should try the other one as well. It's possible that both the cases are true. And on the basis of win and loss and draws a team has, you can find the total number of points that a team has, right? So from there, you can solve. See, the questions are, for how many friends can we uniquely determine the total points at the end of the group stage? What can be the total score with the friend who wins the final match? See, who among the following can be the possible winner of the final match? And how many points did friend F score at the end of the group stage? So it's all about win, loss, number of points, nothing else. There is no scorecard here, है ना? So this set was also good. Apart from this one, you could have attempted any set in your first try, okay? But the priority should be sets like the fourth one, okay? And then you can go to any of the first or second set, and then the last one. This should be your last priority, because as I said, there were lots of cases here, but if you start from here, you can reduce those cases. And overall, I will say out of 40, so 3 sets were doable if you have written like at least 7 to 8 marks out of 10 iCATs, then you should be able to solve 3 sets. And if your practice is not that good enough, if you are struggling still, you should have solved at least 2 sets in this mock, all right? And on a good day, I'm sure someone got 4 sets correct. Someone got like you can say really good marks. Someone scored 50 as well, okay? So but all the sets were very, very interesting, and apart from the fourth one, every other set had some time, okay? The games and tournament, the last one was also, I guess, 10 to 12 minute set. The first 2 were also for 10 and 12 minute sets. The fourth set was 6 to 7 minute sets. Overall, on an average, I will say that if it was a CAT exam, then out of 22 questions on 12 questions or 36 marks, you will be getting 99 plus percentile. All right. So you can tell me your scores. Okay. Srishti, Subham, Akhil, Sritej, tell me how much did you score, Kanadiga, in this iCAT LRDI section. And now, Savannah ma'am, are you ready?
Yeah, just give
Okay.
me 2 minutes, sir.
Okay. So after that, Savannah ma'am will be analyzing VARC section for you guys. And after that, LP sir will be here with quantitative aptitude section. All right. I guess this is the first question for VARC. Anuj got 54 in LRDI. See, I told you guys, someone must have scored 50 in this section, and that is absolutely true. Anuj is very regular, let it be our paid classes or YouTube classes, is very regular, and he always tries his best, and he always tries to solve the questions. Whenever he sees a question on the screen, does not matter it's a CAT PYQ or it's not a CAT PYQ, it's a PNC question, geometry, algebra, you always try these type of sets, these type of questions in Quant as well as in LRDI. It's not like after 3 minutes, sir please discuss, नहीं हो रहा. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. जितनी भी टाइम मिल रहा है उसमें अगर नहीं भी हो रहा है तो ट्राई करना है. इन्फॉर्मेशन जो भी गिवन है उसे बार बार पढ़ो अगर समझ नहीं आ रहा, राइट? Sri Tej got 42. That is also very nice score. पहले सेट में 1 क्वेश्चन किया बस, रेस्ट ऑल आई डिड, was left with 5 minutes for first set. Good Anuj.
Hi Sajan sir, and hi everybody, all my students.
Ma'am, your camera.
It is on.
It is on. Okay, ठीक. Okay ma'am, please continue.
सॉरी बच्चों, मेकअप करने में थोड़ा टाइम लग गया. तैयार
मैंने बता दिया था
होने में.
पहले.
So generally VARC is the first section that we analyze. But today I had requested Sajan sir to take it up first because आई जस्ट वांटेड टू सी कि कैसा मतलब सेकंड करने में कैसा रहता है. दैट वाज द ओनली रीजन. कभी आप सही समझ जाओ कि हाँ मैं तैयार शेयर हो रही थी टाइप्स, ऐसा ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. कैन यू गाइस सी मी? आई डोंट नो. लेट मी कंफर्म
Yes,
दिस
yes,
बिट.
yes. We can see you, ma'am.
आई एम विजिबल.
Yes.
ऑल राइट, परफेक्ट. चलो गाइस, थोड़ी सी भसड़ मचाते हैं वीआरसी का डिस्कशन करके. क्या हुआ था, वीआरसी ने परेशान किया, क्या किया भाई ये. अब वाईटी पे ना मेरा वो सेशन कहाँ चला गया? हाँ, लाइव ही तो चल रहा है ये हमारा.
Yes, yes.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Yes, everybody. So finally, I have got the chat in front of me. I have got all the chargers plugged in. कुछ ना कुछ का मेरा चार्जर मिसिंग रहता है हमेशा, आप सब जानते हैं मुझे. And I have got all the, the required mindset and attitude, everything. So चलो, I'll quickly give you the VARC का analysis. सजन सर, बीच में अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो I'll request you for help just to
Sure,
move the
sure, sure,
slide.
ma'am.
ठीक है? Thank you so much for that. Okay. Anuj, now I'm visible, I think. Question is also visible. Question बड़े डब्बे में है, मैं छोटे डब्बे में है. छोटे डब्बे में हूँ. Yes, Anuj. Okay. So, iCAT 10 was a little on the higher side. ठीक है? When I say higher side, what do I mean? All the 4 passages were definitely not doable. And please, ये लिख लो आप इस वक्त. You can't decide on the doability of passages based on the genre. अभी मैं आपको बताऊंगी क्या, कौन सा पैसेज करने लायक था, कौन सा नहीं था, which one was difficult, और किसमें तो मतलब ग्राइंडिंग प्रोसेस चालू था, टाइम टेकिंग जिसको कहते हैं. अभी बता रही हूं मैं आपको. सो इफ यू गॉट अ पेन एंड पेपर रेडी, स्टार्ट नोटिंग डाउन माई पॉइंट्स, क्योंकि ये पॉइंट्स लेकर के बाद में आप दोबारा उसको चेक कर सकते हो एंड देन यू विल सी व्हाट आई एम सेइंग काइंड ऑफ मेक्स सेंस. ओके. So RC1 was on suffering. Okay, human suffering, ये आपके सामने है यहाँ स्लाइड. अब ह्यूमन सफरिंग पे जो ये पैसेज था, दिस लुक्ड वेरी वेरी डेंस. ओके, देयर वर लाइक 5 पैराग्राफ्स, 5 to 6 पैराग्राफ्स जो टिपिकल होते हैं कैट में. और देख करके आपको लगेगा कि भाई ये तो ना फिलोसफी, कहीं जाके कोई फिलोसोफर की कब्र पे लौट के आया है अभी तुरंत. बट आई एम टेलिंग यू, डू नॉट डिसाइड एंड डू नॉट डंप द पैसेज जस्ट ऑन दैट बेसिस. क्योंकि इसके जो 4 क्वेश्चंस थे ना, there was one question that was on critical reasoning, 2 questions that were on critical reasoning, but very specific critical reasoning, हो जा रहा था आराम से. There were 2 questions on inferences. Okay, और ये दोनों inference questions तो मतलब 40 seconds के questions थे ये, ठीक है, उसके क्योंकि उसमें elimination बहुत solid हो रहा था. So अभी when you take my points and you go back and check your iCAT 10 again, लुक फॉर दीज पॉइंट्स दैट आई एम गिविंग यू. ठीक है, मैं आपको क्वेश्चंस भी बता रही हूँ, क्वेश्चन नंबर्स बता रही हूँ मैं आपको. 2 क्वेश्चन सीआर के थे, दोनों डुएबल, नॉट फ्रॉम माय पॉइंट बट फ्रॉम अ स्टूडेंट्स पर्सपेक्टिव. ओके. 2 इन्फरेंस क्वेश्चंस में, दोनों में एलिमिनेशन बहुत धांसू था. चारों क्वेश्चंस इसके डुएबल थे, बट यू कुड हैव डन 3 एंड मूव्ड आउट. 2 इन्फरेंसेस, 1 क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग करके आप निकल सकते थे. इसमें 4th क्वेश्चन स्पेशली. Sajan sir, can we move on to the 3rd and 4th questions? पहले 3rd दिखा दो आप, थैंक यू. ये नंबर 1 आपका क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग वीकेंड था. नंबर 2 आई विल शो यू, दिस वाज अगेन वीकेनिंग, स्ट्रेंथन, सॉरी, क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग. 3rd वन, सर 1 सेकंड को पॉज कर जाओ यहाँ पे. हाँ. सो कैन बी मोस्ट रीजनेबली इन्फर्ड फ्रॉम द ऑथर्स पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ प्लेजर एंड पेन. ओके, दिस इज द 3rd क्वेश्चन. इसमें मोस्ट रीजनेबली इन्फर्ड, ऑथर क्या कहना चाह रहा है. इन द 3rd क्वेश्चन द एलिमिनेशन वाज सो इजी कि भाई ऑथर का अगर आपने थोड़ा सा मेन आइडिया निकाल लिया ना, तो यू वुड बी एबल टू सी कि हाँ ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है आंसर. यू वर लेफ्ट विथ 2 चॉइसेस, एक उसमें आंसर होना है. इट वाज दिस इजी. ठीक है. एंड दिस इज क्वेश्चन 4 ऑन द स्क्रीन. इसमें देखो क्या कह रहा है. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग मोस्ट वीकेंस द ऑथर्स इम्प्लिसिट क्लेम दैट रेनंसिएशन इज इनसफिशिएंट. ओके, सो दिस इज द 4th क्वेश्चन. एंड अगेन इसमें आपके जो एलिमिनेशन थे, दिस वॉज बेस्ड ऑन इन्फरेंस ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन इसमें आप, सर ये 4th है या 2nd है, कौन सा है ये? हाँ 4th है, सॉरी. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच. सो इसमें आप ये देखना बस कि ये जो है ना आपका वीकेंड का क्वेश्चन, इसमें भी एलिमिनेशन वाज ग्रेट. और शायद हमारा इन्फरेंस का एक और क्वेश्चन ना पहले जा चुका है. सो एक स्ट्रेंथन था, एक वीकेंड था, 2 इन्फरेंस था, रिमेंबर, एंड दोनों स्ट्रेंथन वीकेंड में यू कुड डू इट वेरी इजिली। आपका जो दोनों इन्फरेंस था उसमें आप एलिमिनेशन खेल सकते थे। सो यहाँ पे एक ज्ञान पॉइंट ले लो, दोज ऑफ यू हु हैव नॉट येट डन द प्रोसेस ऑफ एलिमिनेशन का टेक्निक्स एंड हैक्स, उसको मास्टर नहीं किया, यू नीड टू गो एंड डू दैट। क्योंकि ये जो हम मॉक्स और सेक्शंस आपको दे रहे हैं, these are actually based on the pattern that CAT has been giving you for the last 5 years. Okay, passage length, पैसेज की डेंसिटी, क्वेश्चंस का पैटर्न, सारा कुछ। सो ये हो गया हमारा, ठीक है। चलो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू आरसी नंबर 2। थैंक यू सर। ओके, दिस इज आरसी नंबर 2। वायर कार्ड एंड इट्स फ्रॉड्यूलेंट एक्टिविटीज पे था। वायर कार्ड इज अ कंपनी, उसका एक स्कैंडल हुआ था रिसेंटली। ओके, सो ये इसका मीटियोरिक राइज एंड सब्सिक्वेंट डाउनफॉल आपको शुरू में ही दिख रहा है। वायर कार्ड है, कैपिटल डब्ल्यू है, जगह जगह आप चेक करो वायर कार्ड सागा। So this tells you that it's a fact-based passage. बहुत डेटा था इसमें, you did not need to read all that data. ठीक है, तो पहले तो इसमें आप रीडिंग बहुत मस्त कर सकते थे, स्किम 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 एंड जस्ट टेक आउट द मेन आइडिया। वायर कार्ड कंपनी और उसके फ्रॉडुलेंट एक्टिविटीज पे लेके थे, द होल पैसेज हैज अ नेगेटिव टोन। पहले तो ना ये आप जरूर से निकाल लिया करो, आफ्टर डूइंग द पैसेज यू हैव टू आस्क योरसेल्फ, भाई ऑथर ना पॉजिटिव टोन पे है, नेगेटिव टोन पे, न्यूट्रल टोन पे, यहाँ पूरे में पता चला फ्रॉड फ्रॉड इल्यूजन ये वो सब, ठीक है। आप सेकंड पैरा में भी देख लो, यहां बोला श्राउडेड इन डिसीट अंडरस्कोर्स द चैलेंज ऑफ सेपरेटिंग। जगह जगह पे यू विल फाइंड इल्यूजन, डिसीट, फ्रॉड्यूलेंट, उससे पता चल गया कि भाई ये ना नेगेटिव पे है। देन व्हाट हैपेंड इन दिस, देयर वाज अ मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन। ओके, मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन में देयर वाज एब्सोल्युटली ब्रिलियंट एलिमिनेशन। सर कैन वी गो ऑन टू द क्वेश्चंस प्लीज, अगला वाला। यस, थैंक यू सो मच। हाँ, अब ये मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन वो वाले पैटर्न पे है, कीवर्ड्स। ये कैट में आ चुका है 2018, 17, 19, किसी किसी में 2-3 बार इन्होंने दिया है। सो देयर इज नो गारंटी कि नहीं देंगे, फिर से दे सकते हैं, राइट। सो कीवर्ड्स, अब इसमें इतना जबरदस्त एलिमिनेशन था। इफ यू लुक, ऑप्शन ए में एंजेला मर्कल, ऑप्शन सी में एंजेला मर्कल कनेक्शन, that is not the main idea, that is some mention in passing, okay, one thread। अब वो दोनों को easily eliminate करके you are left with B and D। इतना easy elimination था इसमें। between B and D look for good words। गुड वर्ड्स में illusion, reality, challenges, fiction, जगह जगह पे आपको दिया है fictional, fictional, truth was not there, market distortion, erosion of reality। B has lovely words and you could have just done this in 40 to 50 seconds। Okay, next question पे चलते हैं, चलिए। Now this was a very nice question, this was unique but it was a little tricky। I'll tell you why। it says metaphor चाहिए इनको, ठीक है। draw a parallel, similarity। the financial world is similar to a labyrinth, house of mirrors, masterful painting, and the last one says magician's grand illusion। पहले तो आपको मीनिंग्स मालूम होने चाहिए लैबिरिंथ के, हाउस ऑफ मिरर्स के, ओके, इल्यूजन का। ना ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ व्हाट वी रेड इन द पैसेज, दो ऑप्शंस उखड़ जाएंगे इसमें। लैबिरिंथ नहीं है इसमें, अब मेज, भूल भुलैया, भूल भुलैया की बात नहीं चल रही, इट्स ऑल अबाउट इल्यूजन। सो इट कैन बी बी और डी। ये इंस्टेंटली यू कैन गेट रिड ऑफ टू ऑप्शंस। तो ये इसलिए बता रही हूं बार बार आपको कि जब दो ऑप्शंस आपके उखड़ जाते हैं तो काम आसान हो जाता है। तब फिर देखो ना कि जो दो बच रहे हैं उसमें कौन सा वो हो रहा है, ठीक है। तो बेस्ड ऑन द मेन आइडिया, इल्यूजन, फ्रॉड्यूलेंट एंड ऑल, दो ऑप्शंस उखड़ गए, दो ऑप्शंस बच गए आपके। इसके बाद आप निकाल सकते थे। थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी था इफ यू डिड नॉट नो द वोकैबुलरी, थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी था इफ यू डिड नॉट नो हाउ टू एलिमिनेट। ओके, देन वील मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एंड दिस इज अनदर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन इन दिस। ओके, ना यहां पे बोला है जैन मार्सलेक एंड एक और सैम बैंकमैन का, नेविगेट द फाइनेंशियल लैंडस्केप एंड हाउ दिस रिलेट्स टू द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रियलिटी। ये दोनों बंदे क्या कर रहे थे? यू जस्ट हैव टू गो बैक एंड चेक कि इन दोनों बंदों ने क्या किया था, राइट। अब इन दोनों बंदों के बारे में देयर इज नेगेटिव, इन्होंने ये किया वो किया, पूरे पैसेज में जो एक्सप्लेन हो रहा है, दीज टू पीपल हैव बीन मेंशन्ड एज एग्जांपल्स टू दैट फ्रॉड्यूलेंट एक्टिविटी वाला थे, ठीक है। अब आप इसमें चेक करो, टोन रियली एंड ट्रूली हेल्प्ड, क्योंकि इसमें अगर आप देखोगे ऑप्शन ए में रिलाई ऑन ट्रेडिशनल वैल्यूएशन, मार्केट एल्केमिस्ट चारों में दिया है। मार्केट एल्केमिस्ट के बारे में नेगेटिव है या पॉजिटिव है? नेगेटिव है पैसेज में, ओके। ऑप्शन सी देखो, अवॉइड एनी मार्केट डिस्टॉर्शन, एनी इज रेड फ्लैग, एलिमिनेटेड. ऑप्शन डी, स्ट्राइव टू अनकवर मार्केट ट्रूथ्स एम्फसाइजिंग द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एथिकल. ओ भाई कौन सी जहां की बात कर रहा है तू? सो डी इज एलिमिनेटेड, यू आर लेफ्ट विथ ए एंड बी. बिटवीन ए एंड बी आप चेक करो कौन सा ज्यादा नेगेटिव है. दैट इज योर आंसर. इंडीड बी इज द आंसर, राइट? सो ये क्वेश्चन बहुत जबरदस्त था. टोन हेल्प्ड इन दिस. अगेन यहाँ पे ज्ञान ज्ञान पॉइंट दे रही हूँ. टोन अगर आपने नहीं किया है, टोन नहीं सीखा है, तो प्लीज आप इसी चैनल पे चेक करो. फॉरवर्ड 15 के नाम से मैंने 4 सेशंस करवाए थे. फॉरवर्ड 15 एक सीरीज चला था, उसमें एक टोन का सेशन था, एक्सटेंसिव सेशन. वो अगर आपने कर लिया, उसमें सारे ज्ञान पॉइंट्स दिए हुए हैं, आपका टोन का क्वेश्चन आराम से निकलेगा. प्लस इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस में टोन समझ आ जाएगा, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव क्या होता है. राइट? ओके. एंड द 8th क्वेश्चन इन दिस, सर द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. 8th क्वेश्चन जो आपका है, कनेक्शन, दिस इज कनेक्टेड टू मेन आइडिया. अगर आप इसमें चेक करो, आपसे क्या पूछा है? एनएफटी मार्केट्स एंड ससेप्टिबिलिटी एंड व्हाई एक्यूरेटली डिस्क्राइब्स द स्टेट. अब आप यहां देखो, मार्क टू मार्केट, एनिग्मा ऑफ नॉन फंजिबल टोकन्स, एम्बिग्यूअस रियलिटी, ट्रेडिशनल वैल्यूएशन. सीधा बेस्ड ऑन द मेन आइडिया ऑफ द पैसेज, बी और सी बच रहे हैं आपके पास. Enigma is what? Puzzle, something that you can't understand, something that is abstruse, right? So B और C बच गया. C में तो ambiguous reality ही बोला है. So अब इन दोनों में it becomes easy for you to go back and check कि ज्यादा कौन सा वो है. Obviously the answer is option C. ठीक है, तो ये हमारा हो गया. Now I'll take you over to the 4th RC, which was on flying foxes. Flying fox क्या होता है? It's a kind of bat. वो बैट का मुंह जो होता है ना, लोमड़ी की तरह होता है. थैंक गॉड देयर आरंट एनी बैट्स जिसमें ना एलिफेंट की तरह मुंह है, वरना मैं डर जाऊंगी कि एलिफेंट क्यों उड़ रहा है. राइट? सो एनीवे, दिस पैसेज वाज ऑन एनिमल्स. कैट आपको हमेशा देता है एनिमल्स का. मेरा जो सीरीज चल रहा है 300 क्वेश्चंस फॉर द काउंट डाउन, उसमें मैंने कल ही करवाया है एक ऑक्टोपसिस पे पैसेज पूरा. एनिमल्स का पैसेज कोई भी एक सिटिंग में आएगा. आप नहीं बता सकते हो कि कौन सी सिटिंग में आएगा, हम भी नहीं बता सकते हैं. ठीक है, एनिमल्स का पैसेज रहने से इट्स गोइंग टू बी सुपर डुपर डुएबल. अब जैसे ये था हमारे फ्लाइंग फॉक्सेस पे. ठीक है, फ्लाइंग फॉक्सेस या कोई भी एनिमल होगा, उसमें फ्लो कैसा होगा? जनरली दे विल गिव यू लाइक 1 or 2 पैराग्राफ्स ऑन द अपीयरेंस. दे विल गिव यू 1 पैराग्राफ ऑन सम सिमिलैरिटी और डिफरेंस फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ द किन. ओके, खानदान वालों से कैसे डिफरेंट है या सिमिलर है. They'll give you 1 or 2 paragraphs on whether they are becoming extinct or they are safe or whatever, कैसे jeopardy में है, इस तरह की चीजें. ठीक है. Now, sir, I would like to go to the first question, please. हम लोग सर को ज्यादा परेशान कर रहे हैं and I'm really sorry about that. Sincere apologies. बस फटाफट ये वाला एक करके and then we'll be done. फिर मैं शॉर्ट समरीज वगैरह ऐसे ही समझा दूंगी आपको. फ्लाइंग फॉक्सेस जो आप देखो इसमें, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज फैक्ट बेस्ड. ओके, specific है वो, not a reason for the failure of policies. This looked very very doable, very easy, but it was slightly tricky. I'll tell you why. क्योंकि इसमें ना पूछा है not a failure of policies. चारों आप देखोगे, all 4 are correct according to the passage. ये ज्ञान पॉइंट ले लो आप. ये पहले आ चुका है कैट में, इस तरह का पैटर्न एग्जैक्टली ऐसा ही. अरे चारों के चारों करेक्ट है, तो आपसे जो पूछा है नॉट, कहां से निकालू मैं ये? वेल, रीड द क्वेश्चन अगेन. उसने पूछा फेलियर ऑफ पॉलिसीज. इफ यू गो एंड चेक ऑप्शन सी, म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज डिलेड रिस्पॉन्स इन प्रोवाइडिंग रिलीफ टू रूस्टिंग बैट्स. एक ऐसा हुआ था एपिसोड कि भाई इन लोगों ने डिले किया था पानी देने में रूस्टिंग बैट्स को जो वहां बैठे थे. ठीक है, उसकी वजह से उनको डिहाइड्रेशन हुआ. दैट इज नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ पॉलिसी फेलियर या पॉलिसी लैग. ओके, दिस इज व्हाट द क्वेश्चन वाज चेकिंग. एंड इसमें अगर आप नहीं समझ पाए ये पॉइंट की क्वेश्चन पूछ क्या रहा है, दिस वुड इजीली टेक यू 2 to 3 minutes, क्योंकि आप सर खुजाते रह जाओगे कि सबके सब तो प्रेजेंट है वहां. Okay, moving on to question number 2. Now this one looks very 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 easy. I mean, sorry, this one looks very long. Question number 2. Sir, flying foxes नहीं sir. हाँ, ये वाला था. कैसे डाला है इसने पीपीटी में, पता नहीं. हंड्रेड्स ऑफ. ओके, प्रोसीड सर. हाँ, ये वाला हो गया. सेकेंड वाला, हाँ ये वाला सर. थैंक यू सो मच सर, ये वाला था. सो दिस लुक्स वेरी लॉन्ग, खतरनाक टाइप का क्वेश्चन, बट ट्रस्ट मी इट वाज वेरी इजी. हद से ज्यादा इजी था. कैसा? इसमें पूछा है अगर म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज टाइम पे पानी दे देते तो क्या होता? दे देते तो वो बैट्स जो थे खुश हो जाते. राइट? अब इसमें आपको ऑप्शंस कैसा देगा? बैट्स का पॉपुलेशन एक्सटिंक्ट नहीं होता, बैट्स का पॉपुलेशन जो है बहुत ज्यादा खुश हो जाता, बैट्स का पॉपुलेशन जो है बिल्कुल ऊपर पैराडाइज में पहुंच जाता. भाई एक्सट्रीम जाने की जरूरत नहीं. इट वाज जस्ट पानी नहीं दिया गया था. सो जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन वन फैक्टर अगर वो म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज पानी दे देते तो क्या इनका एंडेंजर्ड जो पॉपुलेशन है क्या वो रुक जाता? नहीं ना, फिर भी वो एंडेंजर्ड तो रहते, राइट? सो दिस वाज सुपर इजी। अगर आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा है कि पूछा क्या है इसने, और म्यूनिसिपल वाले एरिया में जाकर के आपने सिर्फ चेक करना था म्यूनिसिपल एरिया में क्या दिया हुआ है यहाँ पर, उसके हिसाब से ऑप्शन बी इज सो जस्टिफाइड एंड यू कैन स्पॉट दैट एज द आंसर कि भाई अगर दे देते पानी तो डिहाइड्रेशन कम हो जाता, हीट स्ट्रेस उनको नहीं होता, हीट वेव नहीं होता उनको, राइट? तो कुछ पॉपुलेशन उनकी बच जाती, बट ऐसा नहीं होता कि एक्सटिंक्शन हो रहा है तो नहीं होता जस्ट बिकॉज म्यूनिसिपलिटी वालों ने पानी पीने को दे दिया उनको। ठीक है, ये था। अब क्वेश्चन 3 और 4 दोनों बहुत इजी क्वेश्चंस थे, आई टेल यू। ये वाला नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो है, ये म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज का तो हो गया। हाँ, दिस वन प्राइमरी पर्पस सुपर डुपर इजी। ठीक है, बिकॉज दिस वाज स्पेसिफिक डेटा आपका पूछा है वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन पे। एंड लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो, जो कि आपका टोन के बेसिस पे था। अगेन बिटवीन सी एंड डी हो जा रहा है इसमें। ऑथर्स एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स द पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव है ना, सो नेगेटिव है। अलार्म्ड ऑप्शन बी इज एक्सट्रीम एलिमिनेटेड। कंसर्न्ड अबाउट इकोलॉजिकल बट ऑप्टिमिस्टिक ऑप्शन ए में बिल्कुल भी नहीं, राइट? सो इट्स बिटवीन सी एंड डी। बिटवीन सी एंड डी आराम से आप निकाल सकते हो, 2 बच गया तो अगेन टोन्स आप कवर कर लो इसमें सारे। ठीक है, ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन, जो उसमें सिर्फ मैं आपको पैसेज दिखाऊंगी और मैं सिर्फ इतना बताना चाह रही हूं, दिस पैसेज वॉज कंप्लीटली डेटा बेस्ड। इट हैड अ डिफिकल्ट मेन आइडिया। Many students would have found it difficult to exactly pinpoint what the main idea was, but I'm telling you, इसमें चारों क्वेश्चंस बुरे नहीं थे, इसमें एक क्वेश्चन था मेन आइडिया का। सो यू नो गाइस, इन दिस iCAT 10, आफ्टर चेकिंग द क्वेश्चंस एंड पैसेजेस एक नजर डाल करके, आई वुड हैव डिसाइडेड टू लीव दिस पैसेज। ओके, आई वुड हैव डन ऑल माय क्वेश्चंस, यार ठीक है चलो 3 3 3 कर लिया वहां से बाकी में से, और इस पैसेज में से आई वुड हैव डन द मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन। ठीक है, मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन बहुत डुएबल था। एक अगर आपने इसमें से कर लिया, क्योंकि बाकी क्वेश्चंस जो थे इसमें सारे टाइम टेकिंग थे, देखने में लग रहा है डेटा बेस्ड है, बहुत आसान है, निकल जाएगा, नहीं। तो ये हमारे 4 पैसेजेस थे। Now, I will quickly tell you about short summaries and all. We don't even need to flip the slides. Short summaries इसमें 2 थे। दोनों शॉर्ट समरीज, क्योंकि मैंने वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस बनाया मुझे मालूम है, दोनों शॉर्ट समरीज में एलिमिनेशन प्रोसेस धांसू था, बेस्ड ऑन टेक्निक्स एंड ट्रिक्स एंड टिप्स एंड ऑल दैट आई हैव टॉट यू इन द क्लास। सो दोनों शॉर्ट समरीज डुएबल। 2 पैराजम्बल्स थे, दोनों में आपका सीक्वेंस विद द हेल्प ऑफ कीवर्ड्स निकल रहा था। ठीक है, सो ये दोनों डुएबल थे। आई वुड सजेस्ट ये 4 क्वेश्चंस आपने करना था, और बाकी पैरा कंप्लीशन और 2 ऑड वन आउट। वैसे ये ऑड वन आउट जो हमारे होते हैं सारे, इसमें नजर आ जाता है अक्सर कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन, कौन सा सेंटेंस दिख रहा है, ऑड वन आउट है वो, बट स्टिल आई एम सेइंग प्ले सेफ। सो दोनों पीजेस इसमें गुड थे। कोइंसिडेंटली, वैसे हमेशा सारे पीजेस अच्छे नहीं होते हैं। सो इवन इन द मेन एग्जाम, टारगेट आरसीज, शॉर्ट समरी, उसके बाद दोनों शॉर्ट समरीज कर लो क्योंकि वो डेफिनेटली हो जाते हैं। उसके बाद आप पैरा कंप्लीशन या पीजे में जा सकते हो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट इज मोर इजी। गॉट इट गाइस? तो यहां इस iCAT 10 में अगर निकाला जाए, I'll tell you questions कितने हो सकते थे, and I'm talking about a student who is, you know, somewhere around 6 or 7 on a scale of 0 to 10. ओके, 6 और 7 उसका रेंज है उस बच्चे का। वो इसमें से कितने क्वेश्चंस निकाल सकता था अभी बता रही हूं मैं आपको। 4 क्वेश्चंस तो वीए के, ठीक है, 2 पीजे अगर नहीं भी करता तो 1 पीजे 1 पैरा कंप्लीशन, एंड यू कुड हैव इजीली टेकन 3 3 6 7 8 and 1 9 9 to 10 questions from RCs. So 9 and 4 13 questions। अगर कोई और ज्यादा अच्छा बच्चा है तो चलो 10 and 11 questions उधर से, इधर से 3 4। So despite the fact that this was slightly on a higher level, we could have easily taken out 12 to 13 questions, but वो तभी होगा जब आपका पहले से दिमाग सुकून से है कि मुझे सारे नहीं करने हैं। हम चाहते हैं ये सोच करके कि हम अपोलो हैं, हम हर्क्यूलीज हैं, हम आज तो पूरा फाड़ डालेंगे, 24 के 24 क्वेश्चंस करेंगे। भाई थोड़े ना आपको भारत रत्न मिलने वाला है, अगर आपने 24 भी कर लिया तो सब रॉन्ग हो जाएगा। ठीक है, सो master the art of question selection. I'm telling you, that is super great and that will help you stay very calm on the D-Day. All right guys, that was all from my end. अभी I'll have to leave the session. मैं यहाँ बैठ करके थोड़ा और सुनना चाह रही थी, but मेरा एक सेशन है NMAT का, those of you who are preparing for NMAT, and if you've taken a subscription, please join me. Okay, Sajan sir, over to you now, and thank you so much for helping me with the slides.
No worries, ma'am. Okay, everyone. So now it's time for Quant, and LP sir will be with you with all the questions of Quant and the analysis. So this is the first question, which is from function. Sir, please come. ओके तब तक सभी लोग अपने क्वांट के स्कोर बता दो एक बार.
थैंक यू सर.
कितने स्कोर्स आए हैं? ये लोग पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे
Hi,
हैं.
LP sir.
नहीं आ रहे इनके.
हाय मैम.
बाय मैम.
Okay, scores of Quant. Well, this time Quant was, I somehow felt it was difficult. Right? What do you think, sir?
क्वांट आई एज अ फैकल्टी तो वो इजी टू मॉडरेट ही था, बट ओवरऑल कुछ अच्छे क्वेश्चन थे इसमें.
हाँ,
iCAT
there are a lot of
10 में
questions
कुछ
which
बहुत ही अच्छे
needed
क्वेश्चन
to be
थे.
skipped, I think.
यस.
How do you guys feel? From the student's point of view, there's some questions which would have looked like out of the world. This one, the first question itself. Function satisfies this. By the way, if in the last few classes, majorly in batch 2, which I took in algebra, I also discussed functional equations, and this is a classic question of that, right? So it was not just the functional equations, it was also summation, the sum of series. So it involved multiple concepts, the functional equations and also series and sequences. And the people who are not very, kind of familiar with this kind of symbols, they would feel this is Greeks and they would just leave it, possibly. But those who have attended the classes regularly, they would be able to solve it. And I would say if you're prepared for it, in algebra what happens? You know it or you don't know it. You can't just guess. So those who know this thing would be taking less than 2 minutes to solve this question. And those who do not have an idea about what is this, you can just leave it and skip and go, and jump on to the next question. Okay. I will rate this question as a moderately difficult question. Then comes the next one. In a school fun run, Alice beats Bob and Charlie by 20 meters respectively. As soon as Alice crosses the finish line, Bob, motivated by the crowd's cheers, doubles his speed and wins by 4 meters if you assume all 3 runners started at the same time and maintained a constant speed until the end of the race, unless mentioned otherwise. What is the length of the racetrack in meters? This is not a very difficult question, I would say. This is something which people should have solved, right? So, am I visible and audible? Any comments, your scores, etc.? So this would have been solved in 1.5 minutes. This is a question which should be solved. I mean, time, speed, distance, just a linear track, nothing else. A candy store owner has a jar of 60 candies. Average weight of each candy is this. A new batch arrives with X new candies. Each of these has an average weight of this. Owner knows that total number of new candies plus their average weight is 100. The maximum average weight of all the candies now in the jar. So this question is on linear equations and a bit of logic. So it won't be, kind of coming under any specific subtopic. It's more of logical question which we have to maximize and minimize stuff. So this question should be solved. I would say this could have been solved in like 1.5 minutes. Needs to be solved. Then, 3 plumbers, A, B and C, equally efficient. Plumber A begins working from the start. Plumber B starts working when this 5/6 of the work, right? So basically, in these kind of questions, the most important part is converting things to ratios. So plumber C starts somewhere between plumbers A and B. Plumber A alone can complete a job in this much. Okay, so this is a question which has a lot of data, and if the catch here is that he starts somewhere in between. So basically, we can assume the number of days, and that is how we can solve it. So this question taking less than 2 minutes. If you have gone through the chapter properly, I'll also tell you which questions were, how many questions should have been done in this. Now, this one, if factorial n, product of factorial n, n plus 1 and n plus 2 ends with 40 zeros, number of zeros at the end of factorial n. This is something which I think most of you would have done, right? We know how to find how trailing zeros occur. That is only because of the number of 2s and 5s, but if we try to write all the numbers in quick succession, natural numbers, there are less 5s and more 2s, so we just count the number of 5s, and that is going to be an easy question, I would say. sum 1 plus 3 plus 11. Okay, this is something which I have been discussing in the recent classes, right? Yeah? You remember that? The gap is 2, then the gap is 8, then the gap is 14, then the gap is 20. You remember that? Then the gap is 6, 6. So I told you at second step, if we get the common difference, that means it's a second degree expression. Do you remember that? So it must be starting with n square, and because 6 is there, divide this by factorial 2, 3n square se start hoga, and that is how we can do it, right? So I assume that most of you have done it because this is the kind of question which I actually did in the class as well. Now, next, mn are positive real numbers, such that this is given to us. Maximum possible value of z. Whenever we have things like this, m plus 1 by m, and this, we can actually, take them to be a single variable and then apply square and get going. Here, it's about profit. So people have invested in different amounts, and the time is given. So it's basically the kind of partnership question in which time and the investment, product of time investment is actually the ratio of the profits. All right. Now this one. This question, oh, I think I solved this question. This is a question which might look very complex, but if you get one thing clearly, that whatever the behavior of the semicircle A2 is for A1, the same behavior is of A3 for A2. This is a kind of question which actually talks about and actually involves the concept of symmetric figures. Okay, so they are similar, kind of similar. They are semicircles, they are obviously similar, but the placement of A2 in A1 is same as placement of A3 in A2. That is how we can calculate the ratios directly. Well, how many will solve this? Then with this one, this question was easy. I think we have solved these kind of questions in the class as well. Then I'll go to Ram purchased a wooden box and a decorative. This question, I would say people should not have solved this question. How many of you did solve it, and how many of you got it correct? Ayushman, Shri Tej, ये किया था क्या? No, Ayushman did not do it. In fact, I made the video solution of this, and the solution is of 16.5 minutes. In this much time, I normally create a solution of the LRD I said, but this question was actually difficult. Skipped, that's a great choice to skip this question. Then we have this one, let m be the number of real roots of equation this. Now, here the problem is, this greatest integer, what to do with it? So if you guys were trying to guess the values of x, then you would have, got stuck in the loop, right? The best thing is that whenever we have any integer like x, and any number like x, it has got two parts. One is the integral part, other is the fractional part. And if you actually did this, then your life would have been simpler, and people who did not do this, they would have totally got stuck in this, right? अनुज सही के 4 मिनट के बाद आगे बढ़े ना. अच्छा, एक चीज़ और, any question of quant, you should not be stuck with that for more than a minute. नहीं करना चाहिए. नहीं आ रहा, आगे बढ़ जाओ, फिर सेकेंड राउंड में कर सकते हो. This is a question. This is also a question. The people who could not, who did not write it like this, they would not be able to solve it, right? Okay, Ayushman. Then this is a question worth doing. I told you one symbol break when more than one equal to sign is put equal to k, and here we might have taken log or done by the properties of surds. How many 6-digit numbers can be formed by using first 6 natural numbers such that the digit at units place is greater than the digit at the hundreds place? And numbers, ये सवाल हमने क्लास में ऐसे बहुत सारे सवाल किए हैं linear equations and numbers में. So I hope most of you would have done it. Number of APs with 5 distinct terms that can be formed from the first 100 natural numbers is, this is also not a very difficult question, but I rate it as moderate. This will take 2 to 3 minutes, but it is solvable. Yeah, Ashman. Okay, progress हो रहा है, calculation हो गया, कोई बात नहीं. Regular n-side polygon with vertices, this satisfies this thing. Find the value of n. Okay, so geometry बहुत सारे में batch 2 में भी हुआ भी नहीं है, शुरू हुआ है. I think खत्म होने वाला है. Batch 1 में हो गया था. So depending on which batch you belong to, and the people who are not from iQuanta, probably they are from other institutes. If you have done geometry, then this question is doable. Otherwise, you could have skipped that. Now, next is let n is equal to this. So n and m are there in the prime factorized form. P is the number of those even factors of n that are not factors of m. This question is something which a lot of questions in the same thought process have been done in the classes, even in the mocks and even in the dashboard assignments. Container 1 has 200 liters of milk, 2 has 200 liters of milk, 50 from container 1 to container 2, 50 from 2 to 1, repeated. ये तो सवाल बहुत ही बढ़िया सवाल है और ये I think people could have done it in 1.5 minutes with 100% accuracy. And you know, the best part here is, if you see, these guys sum up to 25, this sum up to 20, and this is also a way, you know, you could have kind of done the proper guesswork. Okay, Anuj. Now, next. This question is heavily calculative, but it's worth doing. You would take 2 minutes in case you have slow calculation, but everybody will get the correct answer. This is an easy question, I would say. Then, certain sum of money is invested for a certain time. It amounts to rupees 1050 at 4% per annum. Wow. I think everybody would have done this question. Easy one, 1.5 minutes at max. Swimmer Alex is training in a river against a strong current. A waterproof bottle falls from his back. Despite this, he continues to swim. This is a brilliant question. I think we should discuss this, sir. This question I think we should discuss.
Sure.
Nice question. इसको एक बार आप भी करिए. Let's see. This is going to.
This is a very classic question.
हाँ, एक वो गया था swag वाली टोपी.
हाँ, एक बार कैट में भी आ चुका है.
इसे करिए.
Waterproof bottles fall from his back. Despite this, he continues to swim upstream. So basically, this guy is going this side, and bottle falls here, right? Bottle falls here, and then he kept moving forward, right? And after some time, he turns back.
12 seconds के बाद.
Right? And then till then, this bottle has moved this distance, right? And this distance will be given in this case.
Yeah.
And now the interesting part, if there is some speed to this person, and whatever the direction of the stream, let's say this bottle is going in this direction, so speed of the stream will be in this direction. So relative speed of this person and the bottle. See, this person is moving upstream, so speed of this person will be v minus r, and this bottle is going against it, so speed will be added, and in that case the speed of this bottle, the bottle going away from this person will be b with the speed of this. Now when both of these are going in the same direction, now this person's speed will be b plus r, and this bottle's speed will be r. And now both of them are moving in the same direction, so their relative speed will again be b plus r minus r, and that is equal to b. So whatever distance they had at this point of time, right, it took them 12 seconds. So to cover this distance with same speed, it will take again 12 seconds. So total 24 seconds, and the distance is 48 meters.
Yeah.
So 48 by 24. That is 2 meters per second.
Yes.
That should be the answer. So if you are good with relative speed, right? Time, speed, distance. If you try to find the relative speed whenever there are two objects, then even if you have not solved these type of questions, you can solve this very easily. Just finding the relative speed. When you realize that in both the directions the relative speed is same, the question is done, right, sir?
Yeah. मैं इसको पता कैसे करता हूँ सर. बात तो वही है, आपने मैथमेटिकली कर दिया है, मैं उसके वर्ड्स में करता हूँ. उसमें पता क्या करता हूँ मैं मानता हूँ कि मान लो कि जो पानी था that was still water. So let's assume the water was still. Now, you know, so if someone is going upstream or coming downstream after that, so the force or the speed of the water was not even relevant to that. Getting it? So essentially what is happening, this guy traveled for 12 seconds here, then 12 seconds back, and because the water was still, the cap would not have moved at all, right? That is how we can assume. So what's relative speed? The person traveling slower, we assume him or her or it to be stationary, isn't it? So let's say I'm traveling at 10, you are traveling at 5 in the same direction. That means you are not traveling and I am traveling with 5. We can say that, right? The perspective of view, from the point of view of the slower person, isn't it? So if we assume that water was not even traveling, that means, okay, so this guy, 12 seconds back, and cap was here itself, so 48 upon 24, directly 2. So this is also one of the approaches in which we do not even do it mathematically, but what Sir did is mathematical explanation. What I am explaining over here is just the observation. Well, a sculptor is creating a large statue using a special bronze alloy. Alloy A contains copper tin in this ratio, alloy B in this ratio. Okay, he mixes bronze batch 1 and 2 in the ratio this to create new alloy for status quo. Okay, perfect. So alligation first time we'll be using, he removes 40 kg, replaces 40 kg, again alligation. So basically 2 times alligation we'll be using and solve this question. Not a difficult one, but it can confuse you with the alligations being used more than once. Okay, so that could have been the problem, but I would say this question was moderate and people would have taken 2 to 3 minutes to solve this, but this question is worth doing because it will fetch you good marks, and that's all. So I would say in 40 minutes, I'm seeing that one question is taking you 2 to 3 minutes to solve, and let's say you are skipping a question in 1 minute each. So if we do it that way, that means out of 40 minutes, 3 minutes to solve, 1 minute to skip, so 4 minutes. ये भी एलिगेशन का क्वेश्चन बन गया अपने आप में, है ना सर? 3 मिनट में सॉल्व हो रहा है, 1 मिनट में लीव कर रहे हो, तो कितने सवाल किए सकते हैं 40 मिनट्स में? तो बेसिकली 40 मिनट्स दैट 10 सच, हाँ 10 करेक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो 10 करेक्ट का मतलब ये हुआ कि people could have scored 30 marks and that would have been great score for this mock. That is something which was doable. The only thing that you needed to do, to control over there is ego, number 1. Number 2 is the pressure which you must have felt after solving VARC and RDI. Quant comes the third, and that is kind of a huge pressure people feel. And that's why I say that solving a mock, full-length mock is very much necessary, because the score that you get is not very important. What is important is that you understand how to balance that pressure out. That is the most important part here. So even if you solve, let's say 10 questions correctly, in the next 5 mocks, you are at the right place. Just try to do that. Thanks everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Yes, Sritej, that's what I'm saying. That happens in the mock. The pressure, the kind of, and you can, I don't know whether it will work for you and whatever. Some people, it has worked for them. They put a tape on the screen, on the timer, so don't see the timer for at least 3 to 4 mocks, not always. And that is how they try and, they kind of manage the time. Sometimes it happens, for some people it helps, for some it does not. So you can just try for 2 mocks, maybe it is going to help you. Let's see. All right then. Bye-bye.